in today's session. I would love to know. I would love to know. Okay, fantastic. So I would love to know where you are joining us from. Are you joining us from Lagos? Are you joining us from somewhere outside of Nigeria? Are you joining us somewhere outside of Africa? Let me know where you're joining us from. I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos, Nigeria. Hey, from Jos, fantastic, fantastic. Good to have you here. We are going to be dishing out a whole lot in today's session. All right. So if there is anybody you know that would benefit from a session like this, do not hesitate to send them the link to the session. Okay, send them the link to the session. Let them join so that we can go home with valuable insights today. I'm going to do a bit of practicals in today's session. You see things for yourself. You learn one or two things. Okay, so do well to also share. Do not gatekeep. All right. We are going to get straight into it. Okay, we're going to get straight into it. But before we do that, I would love to introduce myself. And mind you, today I'm going to show you two ways to get jobs without using your CV. Two ways to get tech jobs without using your CV. Now, this also applies to jobs outside of tech, but today we are looking at tech jobs. Okay, tech jobs that's where the money is. That's the new oil. So if you're not looking at tech, I wonder what you are looking at. All right. So I'm going to share my screen now, so we get straight into it. If you know anybody that should be here and is not here, they are going to miss out. Okay, they are going to miss out. All right, I can see my people from Lagos, from Ogun State, from Anambra State, Jos. Fantastic. All right. Let us go. Let us go. I want to believe we can all see my screen. I want to believe we can all see my screen. I want to believe we can all see my screen. If you can see my screen, type crystal clear in the chat box so I know you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, type crystal clear in the chat box so I know we are on the same page. Okay, crystal clear. Now, if you can't see my screen, check your network. Okay, it's likely your network, or you can simply just leave the call and join back and see if that fixes it for you. All right, today we're going to look at two ways through which you can get tech jobs without using your CV. How interesting is that? How interesting is that? Okay, how interesting is that? Now, we're going to go to introducing myself. Many of you may have not met me before. Okay, my name is Mohammed Suleiman. I am the COO here at Nebiant Analytics, and I'm pushing close to a decade of experience in the space. And in my experience, I've had the opportunity to work with top firms globally in the space. Okay, I've worked with Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo is a luxury car brand based in Italy, and I worked with their branch in the US, and I did that remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, Lagos, Nigeria, working remotely. How cool is that? I've also had the opportunity to help Africans transition from classroom into tech, and I've also been a LinkedIn top voice. And guess what? I also transitioned into tech. I was not born a tech bro, so that means you can also do it too. I had my first degree in mechanical engineering, but today I can call myself, a successful data analyst and data scientist. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. Okay, a little bit about me. Now I want to assume some of you, or even most of us, are hearing about Nebiant Analytics for the very first time. So if that's the case for you, if that's true for you, you're welcome to Nebiant Analytics. Nebiant Analytics is an edtech firm that exists to bring premium tech training programs to Africans. Now, during my experience in the tech world, especially after working with the white folks, one of the things that I discovered was that more than half of the white folks got into tech because they had access to a premium tech training program. Now, if you come back to Africa, you see that there are so many training programs. Nigeria alone has tons of training programs. But how many of them are actually premium? That's the real question. And I began to ask myself, what exactly is a premium tech training program? And a premium tech training program is a program that gives you three things I'm about to mention. Number one, real world case studies. You're going to work with real world case studies, no theory, no teaching you using theory, real case studies, real business scenarios that you're going to be using in your learning journey. The second pillar of a premium tech training brand is that you get to learn soft skills. Now, so many training programs would not even mention soft skills when talking about getting into tech. Okay, they'll leave you to figure it out. If that's the case for any training program you're going to be going for, you need to run away. Okay, a premium tech training program will give you soft skill training around CV building, LinkedIn optimization, building an Upwork account, building a portfolio, and so many more. And the third pillar, okay, third and final pillar is lifetime support. Okay, not just all of the training and then when you're done, it's over. No, a lifetime support in the sense that you have a lifetime access to all of your training materials, the data sets, PDFs, videos, everything you'll be using through your journey, as well as a lifetime support when it comes to preparing you ahead of interviews. I'll go into details in all of these things. As of now, Naviance Analytics helps Africans to get into three different career paths: data analytics, data science, business analysis, working with top tier professionals in the space. Now, this is where it gets exciting. Our roadmap for today. Okay, I'm about to unveil our roadmap for today. Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. Now, the first thing we'll do is we'll first look at the two ways to get tech jobs without using your CV. Okay, that's the first thing we'll do. Then secondly, I'll talk more about some of the things that I mentioned about a premium tech training program, which is the extra layered employability support that you'll get, plus success stories of people who have actually done this in the past and they were successful. And then towards the end of the session, I'll make a special announcement and then I'll leave the floor open for any questions. So if at the end of the session you want to get the opportunity to unmute your microphone and speak to me, all you need to do is to stick to the end of the class and you will be able to ask me questions. And during the course of this training as well, you will be getting a link to the attendance form in the chat box. Okay, you'll be getting a link to the attendance form in the chat box, so look out for that. I'll also let you know when that's available so that you can fill it out during the session. Okay, like I said, questions will be taken at the end of the session, and all you need to do right now is to listen to me and listen attentively. Okay, are you ready? Just one more confirmation from you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Fantastic. Quite a number of people are ready, so I think we can fire on. Let's fire on. Okay, let's fire on now. I don't think I need to ask you this question. Okay, I kept it here, but I don't think I need to ask you this question. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Do I need to ask you again if you want a tech job in 2025? I don't think I need to ask you. If you're already here, your answer is yes. All right. So when you want to get a tech job, all right, if you've established that you want to actually get a tech job in 2025, the normal way is to apply to jobs, right? You look for jobs online and you apply to the jobs using your CV, right? You apply to the jobs using your CV. Okay. Now, What if I told you that that's not the only way to get a job? Okay, that is not the only way to get a job in 2025. You don't need to always apply to the jobs. All right. But what's the idea? Okay, what's it? Now, in reality, if you're not going to use your CV, you have only one option. And I said I'll tell you two ways, but in reality, even the two options are like one and the same option. Okay, but under this option, there are two ways which I'll be showing you in today's session. All right. So the actual only option that you have, if you're not going to be using your CV to apply to jobs, is to become a job magnet yourself. Do you know what a magnet does? Do you know what a magnet does? It pulls stuff to itself, right? That's what a magnet does. You may argue that a magnet just pulls iron to itself, but I want to believe you understand my point here, right? You need to be a job magnet yourself. Are we together, guys? I need to know that I'm making sense and we're together, because I don't plan to keep you here all day. So I need to know I'm making sense. Brilliant. Now, the question is, how do you become a job magnet? How do you become a job magnet? The question is, how do you become a job magnet, right? If you want to do that effectively, you need to focus on these two platforms, LinkedIn and Upwork. Many of you may already know these platforms, but there is a twist. You need to know how to leverage these platforms to attract jobs to yourself without having to apply to the jobs. Okay. Now, this in this section, we'll be going into practical. So I'm not going to be doing just talking in this session. We'll take a practical look at both of these platforms. So if you want to also open up your own, and do it as I am doing it, okay, that's fine. If you want to just experience the session, and maybe later on, after you fill out the attendance form, you get the recording, get my slides, and try it out on your own as well. That is also fine. Okay, but guess what? I need your attention right here, right now, this very moment. Guess what we are going to? Let's head over to LinkedIn. Okay, let's head over to LinkedIn. Now, first off, how many of you have a LinkedIn account? If you have a LinkedIn account, type 1 in the chat. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, type 100 in the chat. If you have a LinkedIn account, type 1. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, type 100 in the chat box. Okay, majority of the people have a LinkedIn account. Some persons do not have a LinkedIn account. Now, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, fantastic. Okay, creating a LinkedIn account is like creating a Facebook account. Very easy. All right. And for those of you who have LinkedIn accounts, congratulations. But guess what? More than 90% of the people that have LinkedIn accounts barely even use it, okay, or are barely active on these accounts. Okay, they are barely active on these accounts. All right. So I believe you can still hear me. So I can see some people do not have, some people have. So let's get into it. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's give LinkedIn some time to load. Let me just quickly check my connection to see how fast I am going. Let's see my connection. My connection is not that bad. Okay, so let's go back to LinkedIn. All right, so let's give it a little bit of time to load. So while it is loading, guys, know that LinkedIn, for those of you who don't have a LinkedIn account, LinkedIn is a platform, is a professional platform where you get to showcase your skills, okay, to the professional world. And on that platform, you have tons and tons of recruiters who are out there searching for talent. Okay. So if you can position yourself well out there, you would get recruiters to reach out to you instead of you applying to jobs. Okay, instead of you applying to jobs, recruiters will reach out to you, but you have to put you have to put both foot forward. Okay, give me a second. Strange why this isn't loading. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'll just reload from scratch and see if that changes. Okay, so we're going to look at LinkedIn practically. All right, and I'll show you some of the things that you need to do. Okay, yes, it's loading now. So I'll show you some of the things you need to do here on LinkedIn to attract recruiters to you. Okay, now this is my LinkedIn account. Okay, you can see my name clearly written. You can see a professional headshot, and you can see that my value proposition is clearly stated. Okay, what I do is to open doors to tech opportunities to Africans. Okay, you can see my headline clearly stated who I am. Okay, without any ambiguity. And one of the things you also want to do is you want to ensure that you contribute to the space. So one of the things that you should do here on LinkedIn is you must put yourself out there. You are trying to build a personal brand. Nobody is going to see you if you don't talk about your if you don't talk about yourself. Okay, you have to talk about yourself. You have to talk about the things that you do. Are you with me, guys? You have to talk about the things that you do. Recruiters only get to know you if you are active on this platform. And I tell beginners, as a beginner, you must post at least 2 times in a week to get any results. Twice a week, post and you would get results. Okay, post and you would get results. So these are some of my posts as you can see them. Okay, here I was talking about operational efficiency. So as a chief operating officer, I need to talk about operations. So you can see I'm talking here about consistency in process drives excellence. So you need to post. You need people to, engage with your post. Yeah, I was talking about people struggling landing interviews after sending out tons of CVs. So quite a lot of contributions. And as a beginner, you can see the number of followers that I have, 3.5k followers. So you don't build that in a day. It is, consistent work that builds that. Now, there are several open roles. Okay, there are several open roles on LinkedIn. And if you want to search for jobs, okay, you can click on this search button and click on. And let me tell you why recruiters will not even wait for you to apply to jobs before they look for talent. Okay, and that explains why some persons receive DMs that, can you work with me on a particular project? Or can you join our organization working as a data analyst, a business analyst, or a data scientist, as the case may be? So let's search for data analyst, for example. Let's search for data analyst. And what I want to show you here, guys, is the extent of the demand for these roles. Okay, and like I said, I will be taking questions at the end of the session. Okay, so if you have any question, just note it down. At the end of the session, you get the opportunity to ask me. Okay, if you can't see my screen, step out of the call, step back in, you should be able to see my screen. All right, now I'm going to click on jobs right here. I'll click on jobs, and mind you, again, this is LinkedIn. I'll click on jobs, and you want to set your location to EMEA. EMEA. EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Okay, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Now, I was in a session on Monday, and when I checked this, the results was about 14,000. Now, guess what? In the EMEA region, you have 15 15,000 plus open roles for data analyst alone. And that explains why it is a career path that, you know, it's not only high paying. For example, look at this role: business intelligence analyst, Ignite Tech, remote, 60,000 US dollars per year on Trilogy. Okay, Nigeria, remote. You can earn $30 per hour, and you work, I think, about 30 to 40 hours per week, and that would sum up to 60,000 US dollars. You're earning 60,000 US dollars. In fact, let's forget about the figure. If you are earning in dollars, you are already doing well for yourself. Okay, because the fluctuation of prices would not really affect you if you are to spend that here in Nigeria. Okay, so, and you can do the calculation by yourself, use the exchange rate, and that will give you how much you'll be earning per year. Divide it by 12, that will give you how much you'll earn in a month. Now, for this particular job, I want somebody to help us do the mathematics. How much will you be earning on a monthly basis? Now, this particular job, and here's my point. This particular job, let me click on it. Okay, let me click on it, for example. This particular job, okay, this particular job, all right, it is you can see posted 55 minutes ago. All right, it says 6 people clicked to apply. Now, the person hiring for this role, okay, would also come to LinkedIn to look for potential talent. So they're not only going to rely on the fact that somebody's going to click on apply. Okay, these guys are on here looking for people who have the skills. Okay, because there are tons of jobs out there. Okay, these are, you can see data analysts. This one's posted 5 days ago. You can see senior data analyst posted 4 hours ago, you know, and the likes like that. Okay, some of the jobs will come with the hiring manager. Okay, now what you want to do, guys, what you want to do is, if you don't want to apply to the job directly, because by default you want to come here and you where's my mouse? Okay, you want to click on easy apply, and then, you know, you apply to the jobs. That's not what you want to do. That's the normal way. That is the normal way. What you want to do differently is this: go to the company that is hiring for the job. I don't mean go physically. What I mean is click on it here on LinkedIn. Where is it? Okay, let's scroll back up. For some reason, my mouse is misbehaving. All right, so let's scroll back up. Now, where's the company? So this is Environment Bank. Go to Environment Bank. Okay, go to Environment Bank. Now, what you want to do is, you can see they have 51 to 200 employees, right? Click on that. Okay, click on that so that you can see a list of people working there. See a list of people working there. Okay, you can see these people. This person is working as senior geospatial data analyst for Environment Bank. Okay, associate director data and GIS as Environment Bank, and so many more people, you know, who are working at that bank. Now, okay, I think I must have clicked on somebody by mistake. So, but what I want to show you is, can you see these buttons? Can you see this message? Can you see message? Pick like 3 to 5 of them at random. Send them a code message. All right, send them a message. Okay, send them a message, and you are likely to be called for an interview. Okay, now if you do this, if you add this as an extra layer instead of just applying to jobs, if you add this, you're going to get results much faster than people who just apply to jobs. Okay, so normalize sending code message. Now, you're not going there to say, hi, how are you? If you do that, you're wrong. You go to their message and you're telling them, hi, how are you? They're too busy for that. Okay, professionals are too busy for, oh, hey, how was your day? No, go straight to the point while you're texting. All right, go straight to the point. Okay, while you're texting, and your profile will speak for you. So you're getting their attention, okay, and they would likely click on your profile. Okay, let me even see your profile. What have you been able to do? Okay, and if you have the right content of your if you have the right content in your profile, you constantly post about the career part, you work on projects, you post about the project, you will get results. Okay, so it's a hand in glove kind of strategy where these messages you are sending draws their attention to look at your portfolio and look at your profile so that you can get results. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? Um, don't worry, the attendance form will be posted in the chat box very soon, and I'll let you know when that happens so that you can fill out the attendance form. And by so doing, you get the recording, you get my slides, and any other material that is used today. So, guys, does this make sense? Do you see why you don't need to always rely on your CV? You don't always need to rely on your CV. Okay, these are people working, and this person is likely going to be in the department, in the data analytics department. So if you text this person and it looks at you, this person may then refer you to the HR, and then the HR sends you an invite. Okay, and if you get the job, you come as this person becomes the person who referred you, and sometimes they get compensated for that. Okay, they get compensated for referring somebody who eventually got hired. So it's a win-win for you. All right, it's a win-win for you. So don't be shy to click on that message button and shoot out a message. Now that's the first way. Okay, that's the first way. So don't take too much time. That's the first way. Let's go to the second way. Now, the second way for us to get jobs without making use of our CV is by using a platform called Upwork. How many of us know Upwork? How many of us know Upwork? Type 1 in the chat box if you know Upwork. Type 10 if you don't know Upwork. Type 1 in the chat box if you know Upwork, and type a 10 if you don't know Upwork. Okay, I'm not expecting a lot more. I'm expecting a lot more people not to know about Upwork than LinkedIn. So you may be hearing about Upwork for the very first time. Okay, Upwork is a platform for tech freelancers. And guys, one of my team members is posting the attendance form in the chat. So do well to fill out the attendance form so you can get all of the materials used in today's session as previously stated. So click on the attendance link and fill out the attendance form so that you get access to all of the materials I'm using in today's session. All right, let's move on. Now Upwork is still loading. Upwork is still loading. I'm not sure why. Just check the connection again. Connection is pretty good, so we'll just wait for a while. All right, so it is opening now. It is opening, so let's give it a moment. So it is a platform where clients, recruiters, and freelancers meet. So take for example, you're a data analyst, okay? You've worked on several projects and what have you. What you want to do is to come here, okay? Come here. I'm just gonna log in. All right, you come to Upwork, you create an account. It's dead easy to create an account as well. Okay, if you don't have an account yet, it's dead easy to create an account on Upwork. You create this account, and then you are able to use it to get yourself gigs or jobs. Okay, you get yourself gigs or jobs working remotely mostly for recruiters and clients based in the US. All right, mostly. Now I'm just going to click on continue with Google and then log in. Okay, let me log in. All right, so it's verifying. I'll just go ahead and log in. So I'm logged in into Upwork. So this is how Upwork looks like. Okay, and you can also search for jobs here on Upwork. You can also search for jobs here on Upwork. Okay, so now this is my profile. Okay, expert data analyst, expert dashboard creator, and the likes. But where I want you to focus on, guys, is the reason you don't need your CV on Upwork. In fact, in some cases, they will tell you do not attach your CV. Okay, the reason is that you need a what? Portfolio. Your portfolio speaks for you, not your CV. Are we together? So your portfolio speaks for you, not your CV. So and you can see quite a number of projects I've worked on. You know, you post them. You post them inside of your portfolio on Upwork. Okay, and once you have it there, by the time you are seeking for jobs, okay, or even just having it there allows potential clients or recruiters to be able to find you interesting, at least to be invited for an interview whenever they come across your profile. Okay, whenever they come across your profile, they are moved to sending you an invite. They want to have a conversation with you, and what have you. So that's why you need an Upwork account. Okay, now you may be wondering, where where can you where can you work on projects? We'll come to that in a little bit. So now on Upwork, let's practically look for a job. Okay, let's look for data analyst job also, and so that you see what it looks like looking for a job. So I'll just search for data analyst, and it's going to pop up different data analyst jobs. You can see this one, stock market analyst needed for investment strategy, posted 1 hour ago. You can see this one, posted 7 hours ago. You can see this one posted 6 hours ago, 9 hours ago, and it goes on and on. Now, guys, when you are searching for job on Upwork, okay, there is a twist to it. There is a twist to applying to jobs on Upwork. Now, applying to jobs on Upwork require that you verify the job you're applying to. Now, there is something called Connect on Upwork. Let me show you what it is. Let me just go back to my profile so I show you what that is, and then we'll come back to the jobs. Okay, we'll come back to the jobs very shortly. Now, there is something called Connect on Upwork. Connect is like a currency in Upwork. Okay, Connect is like a currency in Upwork. Where is my Connect balance? I thought I saw my Connect balance just now. Okay. So my there's something called Connect. Connect is like a currency on Upwork. You always pay it out when you want to apply to jobs. Okay. You always pay it out whenever you want to apply to jobs. Okay. You can see Connect. My Connect is loading. Yes, I have 118 Connect, 118 Connect. Now you can buy Connect, but if you use this judiciously, you won't need to buy Connect because Upwork gives you free Connect periodically. They add to your Connect, periodically depending on your activity on Upwork. So now looking for jobs, you need those Connect to be able to find those jobs. Let's go back to the jobs that we were at. So this is data analyst job that we searched and we saw this. Now, before you apply to any job, you must look at the payment verification of that particular recruiter or client. What can you see here? What do you see here, guys? Payment unverified. Okay, how much has this person spent on Upwork hiring people? $0. You don't need to waste your time applying to this kind of job. Are you with me, guys? Now, it may be one of two things. It's either this person is a scam, okay? Either this person is a scam, waiting to prey on beginners who are unaware of the truth about this, or this person is new to the platform and has not verified. But either ways, don't waste your time. Okay. So based on what I've told you now, should I apply to this job or not? Should I apply? Can I apply to this job or not? Based on what I've told you, should I apply to this job or not? I want you guys to help me out. Exactly. I'm not going to waste my time here. Okay. I'm not going to waste my time here. So you keep going and then you see this one. This one is, it has its payments verified. Okay. So it looks like as if I can apply to this one. But you want to consider the fact that this person has only spent $30. Again, this person may just be new. Okay. So this one is still worth it. But the ones you want to really go for are, jobs like this. You can see payment is verified, has a 5-star, rating. Okay, has a 5-star rating. Although they've 5-star rating from 2 reviews, and you can see this person has spent $7,000 on Upwork. Are we together, guys? This person has spent $7,000 on Upwork, which is cool. You can apply to this job, but there is one last thing you need to check before applying to this job. Can you see what's down here? Proposals. What does it say? You can see proposals. Proposals are what? 15 to 20. What this means is that 15 to 20 people have already applied to this job. 15 to 20 people have already applied to this job within the last 5 hours. And guess what? That is enough for the recruiter to make their decision. Okay? It's usually enough for the recruiter to already have seen somebody who they are interested in. So guess what you do? You will not apply to this job. And that's how Upwork is. If you go there and you say, okay, I want to apply to any job I see, you likely not get results. You'll be frustrated. Okay, for those who are using Upwork, let me know if you've ever gotten a job on Upwork before. Okay, if you've not, that's what you're doing, and that's why you're doing it wrong. Okay, you are just applying to the jobs. You think it works like LinkedIn. It doesn't. Okay, here you need to be meticulous about the jobs you apply to. All right, and you can filter. Okay, you can filter to the kind of jobs that you want to apply to. You can say less than 5 proposals. Okay, I want to apply to jobs with less than 5 people who have applied already. Okay, that gives you the what's it called? The jobs that have less than 5. Okay, and that brings you can see this particular job. Okay, this particular job posted 8 hours ago. This person has spent $800,000 on this platform, almost $1 million, and nobody has applied to this job yet. What do I do next? What do I do next? What do I do next? I can go ahead and apply to the job. Okay, you can see this one as well. This one I'm not applying. This one you can apply, and the likes like that. So filtering helps, it makes it easy for you to look at jobs on Upwork. Okay, and just to do a quick one, let me click on a job at random and try to apply to it so that you can see how it works. So I click on that particular job, it opens it up, and then I have the apply button here. You can see I have the apply button here. Okay, you can see, guess what, guys? It said this feature is not available because the client is suspended. So for some reason, this client has been suspended. Okay, for some reason, I'm not sure, this particular client has been suspended. So that's one way you can see Upwork trying to protect me and you. All right. So just to show you a demo again, let's hope this particular one is not suspended. That's actually one of the first few times I've seen in a long time that I've seen that clients have been suspended. You can see this is the apply now button, and you can see here this requires 13 connects to apply to it. I have 118 connects, so you may not have up to 118. Okay, but this particular job will still be 13 connects, so you need to be able to use it judiciously. Okay, And that is that about that. You can see activity on this job, proposals. Less than 5 people have proposed to take this job. The client looked at this job 1 hour ago, and guess what? They've hired one person already. Can you see? They've hired one person already. Hires one. So this job is gone, okay, within 8 hours. Within 8 hours, that job is gone. Okay, so that's the reason why Upwork is not a platform where you go and you just sporadically apply to jobs. You need to check these things. Okay, so this person has already hired one person for this job. You can see activity on this job. So this person has hired somebody for the job out of 5 people. So now imagine you apply to a job that 20 people have already applied to on Upwork. So these are the reasons you guys will keep on getting rejections. You've never gotten a job on Upwork, even if you have an Upwork account as of now. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Fantastic. So that's exactly what you want to do. And these are two ways. So just today, brief recap. You need a LinkedIn account. You need a LinkedIn account. You need an Upwork account as well. Okay, and both of them serves as platforms that you can use to project your personal brand out there. Now, the attendance form is in the chat. Okay, one of my team members will post it again. You see the blue link for the attendance form. Click on it and fill it out so that you can get my slides, you can get my materials and the recording of this session into your mailbox. Now, the big question for you, okay, is now you've seen where the jobs are, you've seen how to apply to jobs, okay, you've seen how to apply to jobs. What is the next thing to do? What's the next thing to do? Okay, what's the next thing to do? Now, if you are an African, okay, if you're an African, and I love to, share this story about myself as well. When I met during my tech journey, I had the opportunity to meet a mentor, and what they told me was that as an African trying to get into the tech space, the kind of jobs you should be looking at are data analytics, data science, or business analysis. And then logically, I asked, why? Why is the reason? Why these three career paths specifically? If you say, as an African, I have an advantage in them. Now, the reason is because, number one, it is easy to learn. Anybody, pretty much anybody from any background can jump on this career path, learn it to a point where they can make a living out of it. Reason number two is that it's easy to transition. I mean, you saw the level of demand for data analyst roles alone on LinkedIn when I searched 15,000 open roles. 15,000 open roles. Okay, so that explains why it's relatively easy to transition into this career path, compared to other tech career paths. So if you were wondering why data analytics, data science, business analysis, and not others, these are the reasons why. And finally, they have fantastic salary projections. So except if you don't like money, okay, and this is what I tell people, except you don't like money, then what you should do is one of these career paths. All right. Now, the question is, how do you get started? What do you need to know? I've mentioned three career paths. Okay. For example, which one do I choose? Do I go for data analytics? Do I go for, business analysis? Do I go for data science? Okay. How? Now, first off, you can see you have the three career paths here again. The Future of Jobs report for 2025 has projected that between now and year 2030, the demand is still going to increase. Like I said, last week when I searched the same job search, okay, on LinkedIn, it gave me 14,000 open roles. Now we're at 15,000 within 1 week. So what do you think the projections will be within the next 1 year, 2 years, and the likes like that? Okay. So it's pretty much logical for you. Now, the question is, do you want to know about the different career paths? Do you want to know the differences between a data analyst, data scientist, business analyst, so that you know which one to go for? So that I take the next 15 minutes to dissect what the three career paths entail, and then you go for one of them, either data analytics, data science, or business analysis. Okay, fantastic. So now let me demystify. Now, what's the job of a data analyst? And this is the easiest way I explain the job of a data analyst. Data analysts are storytellers. They tell stories. Okay, data analysts are storytellers. Okay, how are they storytellers? Here is the reason why. As a data analyst, you're going to walk into an organization, pick up their data, okay, or their records, and you want to turn that record into visuals and charts. Okay, you want to turn the records into a summarized version so that stakeholders can look at it and understand it. Okay, so they can see some of the information and behavior on the chart that they would rather not see in the raw data, simply just staring at it. So that's the job of a data analyst. Okay, but that's the simple explanation. If you want me to explain it in a more detailed manner, I'll tell you that you have four types of analytics generally, regardless of data analyst or data scientist. You have four generally. And these four are as follows: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive analytics. But guess what? The data analyst focuses on the first two types of analytics, pretty much descriptive, describing, what happened within the organization. Oh, last year, we had so and so revenue. This year we are currently at, so and so. We need to improve to see how we can rack up the revenue. That is your job as a data analyst. You'll be telling stories. Okay. The second function is that you're going to be doing diagnostic analytics. Diagnostic analytics is like finding out why certain things happen within the data. Okay, why did it happen? All right. So, and that's pretty much diagnostic analytics. And the two of them, descriptive and diagnostic analytics, are the job of a data analyst. Are you with me, guys? Are you with me, guys? All right, brilliant. So now the question now is, what do you need? I'll come back to this other two, but just give me time. What do you need to learn to become a data analyst? Now, you can't become a data analyst except you learn Excel. Okay, and you have to learn one of these three tools down here. All right, they are called data visualization tools: Power BI, Tableau. This is Power BI, this is Tableau, this is Looker Studio. You don't become a data analyst unless you fully understand how to use and have also built projects around these tools, under the guidance of your instructor. Okay, so you need to learn Excel. You need to learn one of these three at the bottom. You need to learn SQL, and then you need to learn ChatGPT. Now, we have these three. Even if they do very similar things, they have different way of working. And we want that by the time you include this into your CV after passing through Navient Analytics, you 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 become super attractive to potential recruiters than somebody who just has one. Even if it's just that one that they require. For the fact that you know how to use multiple data visualization tools, you become more attractive to potential recruiters. Okay, now for the data scientist focuses on the remaining two types of analytics that we didn't touch: predictive and prescriptive analytics. Are we together, guys? Predictive and prescriptive analytics. So a data scientist, on the other hand, is more of looking into the future rather than narrating stories and telling and explaining why things happen like a data analyst. As a data scientist, you're taking it a notch further to find out what the future is likely to hold, and then you want to start taking action now. Okay. Likewise, prescriptive analytics is somewhat like an exit plan. Um, the prescriptive analytics, okay, is what is the next step going forward. Okay, given that so and so is likely to happen based on our predictive analytics. So this is your job as a data scientist, and as a data scientist, you also get to learn Excel, but differently from how a data analyst uses it. Okay, you're also going to learn SQL. You learn Tableau, which is one data visualization tool. You're not going to be building dashboard, but again, we included Tableau because it is relevant for you. You have Python, you have GitHub, and you have ChatGPT. A lot of people run away from this guy here, this Python, thinking it's hard. Okay, guys, try Python with ChatGPT and thank me later. Okay, so you'll be going through all of these things, all of this training. Of course, depending on which career path you choose, okay, when you join Naviat Analytics. And last but not the least, the job of a business analyst. A business analyst is like a project manager pro max. If you are familiar with the iPhone family, iPhones, there's a funny way they name their phones. You hear iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Pro, and then iPhone 16 Pro Max. And when you look at the three products, what strikes your eye the most is uh, what strikes your mind the most is the difference in sizes. Okay, so a project manager is like a bigger, a business analyst rather is like a bigger project manager, and I'll tell you the reason why. Okay, now ordinarily as a project manager or an ordinary business analyst, all right, these are the tools you need to know. Okay, all of these tools. You need to know all of these tools. Okay, now when you look at other training programs out there that are not premium, they don't include these ones. See these guys that I'm circling, they don't include it in their training, and that's because they don't want to pass through the stress. They're not passionate about you like we are. Now, what we did before we came up with this business analysis program, we went to the job market, looked at what was obtainable in the job market, and we discovered that recruiters are beginning to look for business analysts that also is able to handle data to a large extent. Okay, and these three tools, Excel, SQL, and Power BI, forms the forms that little bit of data analytics that you need to know, because the normal job of a business analyst is somewhat people related. They always speak to people, they are documenting, and all of that good stuff. So that is who a business analyst is. Okay, now guys, um the program itself is for 3 months. Okay, for 3 months. It's a 3 month journey. All right, and after the 3 months, you have a 1 month internship. The classes are going to be weekends, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for 3 hours. You work on real world case studies. Okay, real world case studies. And on Sundays, you have what we call DID videos. And these are self-paced videos where all you need to do is to watch them ahead of the classes on Saturdays, so that when you get into the Saturday class, because the facilitator is going to focus more on working on actual projects on Saturdays, you don't want to be left out. Okay, as much as the facilitator is going to try their level best to bring you up to speed, even if you're genuinely just too slow, it is very important that you also do your own quota, in getting the in you know, this particular day are the videos. And during the weekdays, you also have sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now on Tuesdays you have what we call support sessions. These support sessions have these support sessions are designed to um, alleviate any any issues that you may have. You may have some technical issues not allowing you to make progress. So all you need to do is to join the session 9 to 10 p.m. on Tuesdays. And your facilitator will be there to alleviate or circumvent any issues you may be having. Same goes for Thursday evenings. Okay. It's a mentorship session where you get to discuss things outside of your career path ordinarily. Okay, you get to discuss things outside the career path. For example, this is where you get to learn about how to negotiate a salary. Okay, how to negotiate a salary. um, you get to learn how to negotiate a salary. You get to learn how to you know uh, introduce yourself in an interview. You get to learn how to answer some tricky questions when you find yourself in an interview. Okay, so these are some of the things you get to learn in the mentorship sessions. In fact, we'll also be simulating an interview to prepare you ahead of your very first interview. Okay, so that's pretty much how the program goes in terms of schedule and timeline. Now, you also have the full brochure here. So if you fill the attendance form, congratulations. By the time you get the slides, you'll be able to go through the full brochure in there. I'd love to go through that with you right here. But guess what? Um, you have, we don't want to sleep here tonight, right? So now, be real with me. I want you to be real with me at this point. Which of the three career paths do you think sounds, more interesting for you to for you to um, get into the space? Which of them? Type it in the chat. Okay, type it in the chat. Is it data analyst? Is it business analyst? Is it data scientist? Okay, you may be biased for data scientist because you can see its own arrow is the only one that is straight here. Okay, I'm just kidding. Just let me know in the chat which one is the most interesting to you. Oh, most people want data analysts. Wow, where are the business analysts? Okay, let's keep it coming. Okay, let's keep it coming. Let's not let the data analyst guys to win. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, the thing is that as you're learning, you're going to be working on projects, and that would allow you build a portfolio. Now, the session today, we talked about how you can get jobs without applying to them or without using your CV. Guess what? Your portfolio is like your CV in in colors. Okay, so and that's what your portfolio actually is. All right, you want to make it accessible to people so people can look at it and assess your skills. Okay, now these are some of our students' portfolios. They built their portfolio from scratch after joining our program. So it's not as if they had some background or what have you. For example, I could show you Adachi's portfolio by just clicking on this view portfolio link, and you can see this is Adachi. She joined our program. She got resources which she used to design this website portfolio. And if you click on this button that says view my portfolio, you then get to appreciate some of the work that Adachi has put into this particular portfolio, and you can see how it looks like. So, and this was built using Google Sites, and it is for free. It is dead free. So it's a case of um, do you really want to do this? Okay. Now let's move ahead. If the only thing you have is the technical aspect of the training program, okay, if that's the only thing you have, you would likely not get a job. On top of that, you need what we call our extra layered employability support here at Naviat Analytics. And that comes in form of, these items, okay? Weekly guidance and mentorship. I talked about that one earlier. You have CV assessment and job matching. Now, gone are the days where you pick up one CV and apply to a ton of jobs and you get called. It doesn't work. Okay. Or using your CV to apply to jobs, you want to job match. You want to tailor the CV a little bit to the um, job posting that you're applying to so that it matches it, and then you get the best chance to get called for an interview. Okay, so and that's how it works. You also have LinkedIn profile revamp. Now, those of you who have a LinkedIn account, good for you. Okay, we'll help you revamp that. Those of you who don't worry, it's as easy as creating a Facebook account. Okay, highly intuitive. All right. So on top of that, you also have Upwork profile revamp. We'll help you work on your Upwork profile. And you can see that we carefully picked LinkedIn and Upwork because we know that if you position yourself well on both platforms, guys, you may not need to apply to jobs, before you get jobs. Now, if your hand is up, you want to ask a question, I am coming to the end of the session and I'll take questions. So you can either just keep your hand up or you can just write your question somewhere. When it's time, I'll allow you to unmute and you can let me know the question that you want to ask. Okay. Now, guys, you also have, I'm not done yet with this. So on top of the Upwork account, whenever you have an interview coming up, all you need to do is to inform us beforehand, and we will prepare you ahead of the interview. It's going to boost your confidence. It's going to help you get an advantage over others interviewing for that role again. Okay. And this interview preparation, you actually have a lifetime access to it. You have a lifetime access to the interview preparation service. And these were the things I talked about, a premium tech training program offering you. So it means that even after your program has ended, guys, you can come to us if you have an interview and we will prepare you ahead of the interview at no extra cost. So the long-term value you're getting for your investment is, what's everything in the bag. Now, you also have a lifetime access to the Nebian team, meaning you have a lifetime access to all your training materials, the data set you'll be using, the you have access to the PDFs, the videos, lifetime. Okay. Now, as you are attending the class, just the way you are in this session, and we are recording the session, whenever you attend a session, a class during your program, the session will be recorded, and guess what? You will be given access to the recording lifetime. Guys, I don't need to talk too much. You hardly find training programs that will set infrastructure up to give you these things. They would rather use it as an opportunity to make even more on you. Okay. So we give you a lifetime service at no extra cost after your initial investment. And that is what we offer. So think of the value that you would get on a lifetime. Many of our students, especially the ones that have gotten jobs, or they come back to tell us that the fact that I have a lifetime access to my materials is fantastic. I can just go there anytime I want after the program and, remind myself of anything I wanted to refresh my memory on. All right, sorry about that. Now, on top of all of this, you have a 1 month internship. I already talked about that when I was talking about the schedule. You also have a reference and recommendation letter access. Now, guys, these things you can come and ask us for it anytime, even after the program has ended. So it's a platform that creates or adds you to a community that is truly passionate about you getting into tech. Now, guys, and I can see so many questions in the chat. I would answer questions shortly. Okay, bear with me. Now, speaking about references and recommendation letters, I have testimonials to show. So all of this good stuff, have people actually tried it and gotten jobs? capital letter yes. And we have our latest, testimonials, including the one you were listening to at the beginning of the session. If you were here at the very, very beginning, you would have listened to one of our testimonials so far. Okay, you get to listen to students who have passed through the passed through the program and got value from it. Now, Helene Okai, I love to talk about Helene Okai. She passed through our program. Okay, she got a job. She got a job offer for junior marketing analyst role, and the recruiter requested for a letterhead from her previous employer. Okay, a letterhead, that's a recommendation letterhead from our previous employer. And guess what? She reached out to us and we provided the reference for her. And guess what? She can still come back again and request, and we would not ask her to make any extra payments, and we'll keep giving her the recommendation letter. Okay, so you don't find things like that out there anyhow. Okay, so Helene Okai, what she did was she used Navient Analytics as her current experience, and that allowed her to be able to come to us for a recommendation and reference letter. How smart is that? And we let our students do this, using Navient Analytics to as a springboard, into their career. Okay, use us as a springboard into your career. Okay, and at the end of your training program, because I see some people asking, oh, you get a certificate? Yes, you get a certificate, but like I said, recruiters do not even care about your certificate. Honestly, we've had almost all of our students that have gotten jobs so far got jobs before they even completed their program, meaning they did not even have a certificate at that point. So it goes to show that recruiters are not keen on what certification you have. They are actually big on what you can actually do. Okay. Now, Helene Okai is not the only person. We have Lebora Olawale. She posted this particular dashboard on LinkedIn. This is one of the people that got jobs without applying to it. She posted this, this particular dashboard on LinkedIn, got a job. This is Udu Akbasi. Udu Akbasi, 2 companies had to fight for her before she finally settled for one. Okay, you can see how tech skills makes you a hotkey. All right, and you can listen to both of them right here. Okay, you can listen to both of them right here so that you hear for yourself what they had to say about their experience, here at Navient Analytics. Okay, I would love you to, listen to them yourself so that you can hear about Navient Analytics. Now, I would want you to even listen to Helene Okai. Okay, Shakirat, are you there? Can you share your screen? Let us hear the testimonial from her. Okay, so is age a limiting factor? We'll come to all of that. Okay, recruiters don't care about your age. In as much as you can do the job, you are good to go. Okay, so let's listen.
Just last week, rather, 2 people landed a job. All right. There's someone that is meant to share a testimony with us. I don't know. Are you on the call, Naomi? Hi, Naomi. You can please turn on your video and unmute your mic. So you just talk to the house about your job landing process and how you're able to land your job and all of that.
Hi, good evening. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Naomi. Let me just start from the beginning. I'll try and be fast. In 2017, the bank, I live in a small country in West Africa where they speak French. And then my bank was acquired. And when the bank was acquired, the bank that bought over my bank now started laying off foreigners and all that. But for reasons known to them, I applied to go and they said no. So I was more like frustrated. I stayed with them. But I found out that as we are going forward, I'm being relegated to the background as a a supervisor. I had a lot of branches under me. I was supervising with over 65 staff. But I found out that they were trying to relegate me. I buried myself into training. I told myself I'm going to be so trained that I can conveniently work from home, because my idea after working in the bank for so many years was not to go sit or for interview work for someone else. I just wanted to do something on my own, get a job somewhere, do it online. And as I was doing those courses I started with the free courses from Harvard. I got a lot of certificates from there. And that was how last year, August, Nabians appeared on my feed. I looked at it, and that night they were having, Lemoy was talking, just like she's talking. I just joined, and I loved what she was saying. I said, this is like, my problem is solved. Remote work, this is going to solve my problem. So I paid that night, and I paid a deposit for someone else too. So that's to show you how motivated I was. And I joined the course. The most amazing part of the course is the family part. You know, it was just like we've known ourselves for years. The business analytics, we started as a general course, everybody together, and then we split to different courses after some weeks. It was so interesting. And I decided to encourage everybody in the group to follow up the course and finish. So almost all of us in the business analysis, we started and we finished. I followed the course religiously, because to me, this is life and death. At least I'm from Nigeria and I should prove myself. So I followed the course step by step, went to LinkedIn, optimized my LinkedIn. I built my project. It was like building a website. I did everything line by line, point by point, and I started posting my profile. And when the 30 days the challenge came up and they said we should post every day for 30 days. Man, it was not easy, but I did it. As by the end of that, those 30 days, I moved my subscribers or my followers from 500 to 900 and something. And it's not easy, but just do it, you know. And as I was doing it, sometimes there was this post I made that did not get any click. No, it wasn't like, not like, but the impression was 16,000. I went somewhere, I just joined a group where I wanted to start posting blogs. Apart from my website, I wanted to be posting blogs on the platform. I saw one of the owners of the platform posted my post and made comments on that, used it to teach. I was so encouraged. So, long story short, I finished my training, and we were about to start our internship. Human resource now called me and said, I should come and meet with them urgently. I said, this is why you're calling me for a meeting. I know when you call people, there's like a butcher house. What happened? They said nothing. I should just come. I went, and they now started telling me that they've been watching me, because the bank is restructuring again, and we have to align with the head office in Côte d'Ivoire. So they had to create other departments. So suddenly, what my former boss said is unattainable for a Nigerian, an Anglophone in a Francophone country. They now offered me. I said, why? So no, we created this department. We want you to be the head of the department. What I'm just saying like this, it's more like 5 steps ahead. I didn't know what to say. I said, okay, I will think about it. They said, no, don't think about it. Take it. Because I said, okay, is that going to be training? You know what they asked me? Which training do you want? You're the one that will train others. We've been looking at your LinkedIn. All the things they're asking us to train, they are all on your LinkedIn. So you train others. When I was doing this, I never thought about anything. I never knew that Nabians is going to be a step for me to what I've been looking for since 2017. I was promoted, salary doubled, advantages tripled, and you can imagine where I am. And when they say luck is preparation meeting opportunity, I was never thinking of this part. So I encourage everyone here to just take it seriously. LinkedIn is
fantastic. So I think the point has been driven home. No need for her to even complete it, okay? Because I mean, what she was looking for, she got it, okay, even without asking for it. In fact, she wanted to go and think about it. They told her not to think about it. So imagine that kind of, opportunity. Now, you can start your journey 9th of June. I only want to speak with people who are ready to start their journey on the 9th of June. If you are such a person, just type I in the chat and let me tell you what you need to do to get into class to start 9th of June. Type a I in the chat and I'll let you know what it entails. Now, This is the part where I want you to listen very carefully so that you don't get confused. Okay? So that you don't get confused. All right? Now, guys, for you to get into one of our programs, to get yourself started, all right, all you need to do, okay, first you need to understand that for you to gain access to the program, each of them, okay, depending on the one you want, the price is 250,000 naira. Now, the 250,000 naira, you can decide to pay in full as of now. You can decide to pay in full. You can decide to pay twice, or you can decide to even split it into 4 installments. You can split it into 4 installments. Now, the 4 installment package is a limited time offer. Okay, it's a limited time offer. Now, with 30,000 naira tonight, you can secure a seat ahead of the June class. All right, you can secure a seat ahead of the June class with only 30,000 naira, and that's the first installment. Now, when the June class is about to start, you then top up with 55,000 naira, and that makes it 85,000 naira. And guys, with a total of 85,000 naira, you get to start the class, meaning you don't even need to pay all 250,000 naira to gain access to all our offerings. Now, 1 month into the program, you then top up with another 85,000 naira, and then 2 months into the program, you then top up with the final part of the payment, which is 80,000 naira. Now, you can do that via a direct transfer to our Sterling Bank account 0098999047 with only 30,000 naira, guys. Your spot. And the reason we've made it like this is that the demand for our program is on the high right now. The seats are being fought for. We also do not want crowd in class because of how premium the program is. So we balance that by putting a stop to our 4 installments plan when we're approaching maximum capacity. So the best bet for you is to secure your spot right now. Once you're done securing your spot with 30,000 naira to our Sterling Bank account, you can send me a DM. I'll put my phone number in the chat box now, 0703 215 8619. You can send me a DM and I'll walk you through the process of getting yourself enrolled into the program. 0703 215 8619. You get yourself enrolled with 30,000 naira only. Secure a spot now before it is too late. Now I'll open the floor for questions. Some people had asked me some questions in the chat box earlier. Okay, but now I'm gonna open the floor officially for questions. If you want to ask questions, if your hand is up, you want to ask questions, go on and ask your question. I'm coming, I'll call your name now. Oyeka Okonko, your hand is up. Do you want to speak with me? Go ahead, unmute your microphone and talk to me. Ask your question. Hi, Oyeka. I can't seem to hear you. All right. Hello? I can't seem to hear you. Okay, I can hear you now. All right, for some reason I can't hear Onyeka, so I'm just gonna mute his mic back. Sorry about that. Chimaizu Godwin, you're asking if there is a reduction. People are already securing their spot. You're asking if there's a reduction. Okay, with 30,000 naira, you can secure a spot tonight. All right, what we offer, okay, if you want to get into tech, okay, what you are looking for is value, not a price reduction. Look for value. What we offer here is value. You get a lifetime access to your training materials and what have you. Your facilitators, you have a lifetime access to them. So go ahead, secure your spot, and let's go on. All right. Chinedu, go ahead and ask a question, please. The training is online, okay? It is online, 100% online. All right, 100% online. Chinedu, go ahead, ask your question. All right, Chinedu, I can't hear you. So in case you are talking, you are still muted. You need to unmute your mic and talk to me so that I can answer you. But meanwhile, I'll just go ahead to the chat box. I can see some people asking questions in the chat. Is the training online? It is fully online. You're going for remote jobs. You're going to be working with professionals from different parts of Africa. So and that's because we don't want our
Hello? Hello?
Yes, Chinedu, give me a
Hello?
second, please. Hi,
Okay.
Chinedu, give me a second, please. Yeah, so we don't want the reason that you don't get value is because you don't get or we are limited to, we don't want to be limited to professionals within a particular locality. We want to get you the best professionals, and that's the reason why you're also gonna be taking the class online. These guys are highly trained. If you stick around a lot more, I'll show you what the online class looks like in a little bit. So Chinedu, go ahead, ask a question.
Yeah, my this thing is this. I just completed a course on data analysis. Like I've never worked before. I just completed like last week. I just completed Python last week. This is the last course on the curriculum that we had in our training place. And now I'm looking out for like a kind of internship program or mentorship program to just get my hands strong on it, and maybe some kind of mentorship thing. That's what I want. When I saw Numbian on Facebook, I said to key in and know how it could help me in this journey.
Yeah, fantastic, Chinedu. And I'll go ahead and answer a question. Well, you see, that's why we are different at Nadiant Analytics. You won't need to finish our own course and go look for mentorship elsewhere. Impossible. Everything comes together with the training and all of that. But just a quick question, Chinedu, do you have a project portfolio, like a website portfolio? Do you have?
No, I haven't created one yet. Hence my purpose of searching for this kind of mentorship program.
Okay, so my advice for you would be to take the program and take everything with it, because even with the current experience you have, and this is true for people like you that we've tried to work with in the past. So we end up testing them and we discover that there are some areas that you still need to patch up. Okay, so my best advice for you, Chinedu, is to take the program. Now, you've taken data analytics before. I'm not sure. Did you do Tableau? Did you do Looker Studio in the program?
I did Excel, Power BI, SPSS, Python, and
So that means
and SQL.
okay, fantastic. So that means you didn't do Looker Studio, you didn't do Tableau. You need that as a data analyst. Okay, you need those two as a data analyst. So go ahead, take the course, take the data analytics program. Okay, yeah, and you get every other thing that comes with it, including the mentorship, including lifetime access to the training program, materials, and all of that. So, what do you think about that, Chinedu?
That wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'm not in a very strong financial state right now to go 100% with it.
Okay, fantastic. So, Chinedu, what I'm actually hearing you say is that you would prefer to not have mentorship. That's what you're saying. You don't want to get mentorship. You don't want to get value. That's what I hear you say. Okay, when you tell me that you're not in a Chinedu, you can tell me you don't like my face or you don't like my voice.
No, not at all. I've been enjoying the webinar so far.
go ahead and go for it 100%. Okay, and we will not let you down, Chinedu. All right, go for it. With 30,000, you secure a seat, and the rest is history. Okay, we'll work with you, give you everything that you want. All right. So, what do you say? Do you have the details already, or you want me to? You want my team member to send that to you?
Right. The details is in my screen right now. The Sterling Bank.
Yes, the Sterling Bank accounts. Yes, this one.
Yeah, it's already on my screen right now.
All right. So just go ahead with 30,000. With 30,000 naira, you secure your spot, and the rest is history. Okay, the rest is history. In fact, I'll personally look out for you, Chinedu, because there's something I have for you once you enroll in the program. Okay, I'm going to request for you to, I've already written your name down. Okay, so all you need to do now is to take that leap of faith, and we can work with you and give you what you need. Okay, so we love working with people like you, because in the end we are able to show you value within a short period of time. Okay, so go ahead and go for it, and once you're done, send me a DM. Do you have my contact as well?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll write that in the chat box now. So just look at the chat box. You'd see a pop-up 0703 215 8619. So you just shoot me a DM once you've enrolled, and then I'll walk you through the steps that you need for you to be able to get into the program of your choice. Okay. All right. So I'll be expecting your DM, Chinedu, before we drop this call. All right. Cheers. So who's the next person? Okay, Conscious Trading Co. I believe that's the name of the company. All right. So do you have a question for me, please? Samuel, you can type your question. Okay, Samuel, you want to speak?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Since you're already on it.
I really enjoyed the way you explain. It's very easy to understand. But looking at the chat message, you write the payment we are going to make, and what I don't understand is that 30,000 I want to pay. The time frame for it is because there's under 155, there's under 185. So I don't know the time frame for it and what exactly is making the money increase since it's the same package.
Okay, all right, very good question. Yeah, now the total price of the package is 250,000 naira. So usually people would pay 250,000 naira once, and then you join the program. That's how it is. But what we did is to split the 250,000 naira into 4 places. Okay, and we made the first one 30,000 naira to secure your seat. So a lot of people want to get into our classes, but we need to also control the number, because if we get crowd into the class, guess what will happen? Okay, we will not be able to fulfill our promise of premium. Do you get my point? Imagine 150 people in your class. That's not what you want. Okay, so we control the number, okay, by first off making this 4 installment plan available, and then later on, sorry about that, guys. I needed to mute Maxine. Maxine was unmuted, so sorry about that. Now we splitted that 250k into 4 places so that it's easy for people who really want to join. And then when we have those set of people who are willing to join, when we have them join, we shut down the 4 installments and we revert back to paying full. So at that time, we are able to control the number of people listening into the program. In fact, as of right now, Samuel, okay, yes, being honest with you, we are considering increasing the price of the program from 250 to something else, so that way we can even control the number better, if you get what I mean. So yeah, so we split it into 4. So the first installment is 30k for you to secure your seat, Then before the class starts, 55K, that makes it 85,000 naira in total, and you start the class. Then 1 month into the program, you top up with another 85,000 naira. That makes it 170,000, remaining 80K. And then the 80K is the last part of the payment, which is 2 months into the program. So that's how it works for us here at Mediant Analytics, and we'll be able to help so many people get to join the program. Does it make sense to you now?
Yes, it really makes sense. So that shows that for that 30,000 naira, if I wanted to pay before the end of this month, the 30,000, I could be able to secure my seat with 30,000 naira.
Okay, you are saying you want to pay 30,000 naira by end of the month?
You said for the class of June, which is June is next month.
Yes, please. Yes.
So mean that if I wanted to make that payment now before the end of the month, I would be able to secure the seat with 30,000.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean, but if I get what you mean, you're saying that since the class is starting in June, you want to pay 30,000 naira by the end of the month, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
It will be too late. Let me be honest with you. It's going to be too late by that time. Okay? So from what we've seen, people, I mean, today's date is what? 14th, yeah? 14th.
Today's 14th.
14th, yeah. If you come back here tomorrow, you will likely not see a seat for the June class. All right? So what you want to do is secure a spot. When you secure a spot, your mind is at rest. And you may also come in June now and tell you that, oh, you saw that price, the price you saw in May 14th, we have changed it. Our new price is now 350K. And then you start to beg that, oh, can we still allow you to pay the 250K? Because 2 months ago, this was not our price. Okay, 2 months ago, this was not our price. So it recently just became like this. Okay, in a bid to control the number. Yet, we still have so many people wanting to join. Not that we don't want people to join, but again, we want to control it. We want to have control over it. Do you get my point? So that's why we do what we do. So Samuel, the best thing you can do tonight is secure a seat for yourself. Okay, what do you say? Your microphone is muted, Samuel. So, are you going to be sending me a DM tonight, Samuel? All right, Samuel, if you are speaking, I cannot hear you. Your microphone is muted. You may want to unmute your mic again and speak. Okay, yes, boss, I'll send you a DM. So, all right. So I'll be expecting your DM tonight so we can move you to the next stage of the enrollment process. All right. So who else has a question? Let me see who else has a question. Somebody's asking, can I make the payment in full? Yes, you can make it in full, like I mentioned earlier. You can make the payment in full, 250,000 naira. Okay, if so many people are into the program, does that not reduce the chances of getting remote jobs? Adeolu, 15,000 for data analyst alone. For data analyst alone, we checked it. I don't know when you joined this session. Okay, when we searched for data analyst, we had 15,000 open roles, as we are now on this call. In Europe, Middle East, and Africa combined. 15,000 data analysts are needed. 15,000. How many people are on this call? What percentage of 15,000 are those people? If everybody on this call is hired as a data analyst, you still have nothing less than 14,000. How many? 14,000, if my math is correct. Even maybe 14,900, slots left to still be filled. And that's demand for those roles is still projected to increase into 2030. So your question is a little bit tricky and funny. I don't know if so many people. I mean, yes, I agree with you that so many people are getting into the program, but guess what? the number of jobs that are available are so much so that so many people we are seeing that are getting into the program are still not enough with regards to the demand for these roles. So Adeolu, are you going to say because so many people are getting jobs, you don't want to get more yourself? Okay, so Adeolu, register. Let's work with you. Okay, register. Let's work with you. Okay. Who else has a question? Let me go to those who have their hands up. Conscious Trading Co. Do you want to speak now, please? All right. I'm not sure Conscious Trading Co. is with us. Okay, Chuku, do you want to speak? Go ahead and speak.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Fantastic. You're welcome.
Okay, I actually saw your advert on Facebook. So, I'm trying to, do a data analysis for it. I see people present their work on LinkedIn. I've not get to do such kind of job, and it kept me on my toes. It looks like something is missing. So, but I'm going to give this one a try. I just hope I will get.
Okay. I'm not sure. I didn't really get
I
you
have to
because
get.
of
It's been a
the
long while.
audio.
I've done like 2, 3 several. Hello.
Mm.
Hello.
Okay, Chuku, your question sounds very interesting, but I can't really hear you. Are you using a earpiece?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me now? Hello. Hello.
Okay, you can speak now. I think it's better now. Yes, it's
Can you
better
hear
now.
me now? Yes, I
Yes,
said
it's
I really need to get a better training on this. I've done several training on data analysis, but I don't think I have got what I want, because when I see other people presenting work they did as data analysts and I look at my own, I say no, 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 no. There's a big difference. So
yeah.
so I hope before the business tomorrow I'll be able to secure a seat. I just want to call it. I'm gonna give it a try.
Okay. Before end of business tomorrow. Before end of business
To
tomorrow, it's a
see
little bit dicey.
what I can get, and I
Okay.
really
So
need
what you
to
want to do?
get it well and be able to. I can get.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. I mean the
All right.
data analyst.
Yeah. So what you want to do? What you want to do is, you want to send me a DM first, okay? So I can take note of your name, so that by tomorrow when you come back,
Yes.
I already have. So what I'm going to do, let me not talk too much. I'll secure that seat for you now, temporarily till tomorrow, until you come and take it, permanently, because you have spoken.
Okay.
Okay. Ordinarily we don't do that, but I'll do that for you
Okay.
because you spoke in this session. Okay. So that's
Okay.
about that. So I believe that works for you, right? I believe that works for you, correct? Okay, Chuku. Okay, all right.
It's
So
good.
I'll get to hear from you tomorrow then.
That'll be fine.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'll
great,
be fine.
fantastic.
Yes, that'll be fine.
So brilliant. Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
So Morenike. Oh, okay, no, Morenike. Before you go, sorry, conscious. It's your turn. Conscious Trading Co.
When I
Conscious
get your
Trading Co. Go ahead, please. So for Okechukwu, I'll put my number in the chat box so that you can reach out to me. 0703-215-8619. Okay, so Conscious Trading Co. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak now.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening. How are you doing today?
Okay. Okay. I wanted to ask about business analysis. I don't know if you can show more light, because that's my
area
that's
of
what I have
interest, right?
Uh,
Okay,
yeah.
fantastic. So let's just quickly go to the business analysis program. Okay, so for business analysis, you are sort of like a middleman between stakeholders. So let me use a scenario to explain it so that I drive my point home. Let's assume you're working for Jumia. Do you know Jumia, or do you use Jumia?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, let's assume Jumia hires you as a business analyst. What Jumia will tell you is, can you tell me your name, please?
Okay. My name is Darlington.
Your real name. I think your network. Maybe you can type it in the chat, okay? You can type it in the chat.
Darlington.
Okay, Darlington.
Okay.
All right. Okay, fantastic. So they're going to say, hello, Darlington. We currently, in the western region of Nigeria, let's assume that's where they hired you, Jumia hired you, and they'll tell you that, look, in the western part of Nigeria, our delivery takes about 10 days to get to customers. We want you to reduce it from an average of 10 days to an average of 6 days. Okay, we want you to reduce it to an average of 6 days. Now, the first thing you want to do is do what we call process mapping. Process mapping. So the process through which the product is ordered and to the point where it is delivered to the customer, you want to draw it out like a map. And then your job would be to look at areas where you can, maybe combine steps together or remove a step totally, depending on how unuseful it is, so that you can reduce the amount of things that need to be done for the package to get to the customer. So that's what we call process optimization, and it is done by business analysts. Now, when you've done that, okay, it may require that you see those processes where you omitted, okay, to optimize the whole process. Some staff may be required to leave the company. So if you've ever heard a scenario where people were laid off, all of a sudden the company just came and said, oh, so and so people, they need to leave the company. They sack them. The reasons why such things happen is as a result of a business analyst sometimes. So a business analyst could come, optimize the process, so we don't need to do too much to get the same results. And companies would embrace that because they are paying less salaries now. They are getting even more value for less money. So that's what they want to do. So that's who you are. Now, as a business analyst, it is required that you have a little bit of data skills. And that's why we also included Excel, SQL, and Power BI in our business analysis program. If you go out there and look at other BA programs, they don't do that. Okay. And that goes to show why we stand out here at Nebiant Analytics, because we have seen what the job demands. What the job demands, is what we offer. Not like other training programs where we just come, give you a bunch of things. Because you're a beginner, you think you've learned something until you see programs like Nebiant Analytics, like somebody was saying the other time. Okay, so I hope that sheds more light on the business analysis program. All right. Okay, fantastic. So have you already? I know I've been receiving DMs, so maybe you're one of the persons that are secured their spot. Have you already secured your spot?
Yes, of course I have secured this spot. I just wanted to
to ask the question.
Understanding here.
Okay, fantastic. All right, fantastic. That makes sense. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. All right, so let me just pick one question from the chat. It says, Adeolu says, I have someone who is a student that's interested but won't be free until July. When is the next batch? So Adeolu, you can secure a spot for that person, and I'll tell you how to indicate to start in July. So that gives you even more time than the normal 4 installments. Okay, so you secure a spot now, and then you indicate that you want to start in July, so that when you come in July and we have changed our prices, it's not going to affect you because you have already secured a spot in May. So that's how to do it, Adeolu. So let me know once you secure the spot. Send me a DM 0703-215-8619 on WhatsApp, and I would personally walk you through the whole enrollment process. Okay, I hope I answered your question, Adeolu. Who else? Mohammed Musa is saying, I have just been smiling since the beginning of the session. Mohammed Musa, don't break my heart. Have you secured your spot already? You said you've just been smiling since the beginning of the session. I'm sure it's not my face you like so much. You like the programs, right? You like the packages that you're seeing in front of you, right? So go ahead, secure your spot. Let's start, the journey with you, and help you get the results. So Mohammed, I need your response. Have you secured your spot already? Comfort is saying there's been network issues here. How do I secure to my spots, please? Comfort, network issues. Is it you trying to make the payment, or what exactly? If it is you trying to make the payment, do you have the payment details? Because if you don't have the payment details, it's on your screen right now. I am presenting it on your screen right now. And it's also in the chat box, so you can copy it from the chat box, and we have it right there. Okay. All right. Who said the voice isn't loud? I believe my voice is loud and clear. Okay, so whose hand is up? I'll just take 2 more questions. I'll call it today. Morenike and Michael. Those are the only 2 people I'll take next, and we'll call it a day. All right, Morenike, go ahead, please, with your question. Okay, I don't think Morenike can hear me. Or Morenike, if you are speaking, you are muted. Okay, so Michael, go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, very well. I'm okay. Yeah, thank God. Please, I had 2 questions before, but
okay,
the last person that you that you attended to before now. I think
All right.
he asked the same question, so there won't be for me to ask the same question.
Okay.
It's about the business analysis. It's about the business analysis. I wanted to get more clarity on what it entails. But I think from your explanation now, I'm cleared already.
All right. Fantastic.
Okay. Currently, I wanted to plead. I don't know if it will be granted. This 30,000 naira initial deposit, I would love to do it. Not that I don't have the money, I have it now, but first thing tomorrow morning, I don't need to. It's not. I'm not supposed to be explaining this now, but then I just need to let you know the reason. I want to use it first thing tomorrow morning, but before the close of business tomorrow, I should be able to get the 30K. So I don't know if you can secure a seat for me for the 30K initial payment.
Okay. It's a little bit dicey, but you're one of the lucky persons. Okay. From our calculations in the class right now, because I'm looking at what a class is right now. There is one slot that I can hold down for you temporarily alongside, the previous speaker. I think that was Okechukwu, if I'm correct. So Okechukwu and yourself would have, a slot temporarily available until tomorrow. Okay. So
thank you very much.
Yeah. So I'm not expecting that someone else to take it from you. Okay. So come tomorrow. You don't even need a text from me. Just enter my DM, and let's get you into the class. Okay. Do you have my contact already?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. I've already put it in the chat again. All right. Okay, that's fine.
I've copied
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, it's a pleasure. All right. So I think this is where we would call it a night. I've enjoyed myself so far. I hope you also got value for your time. I would hope to see each and every one of us in class next time around. Okay, I hope to see all of us in class next time around. Cheers, guys, and have a wonderful night's rest.